1, 2, 3.
We go mission.
Anybody in the family?
Detroit, Michigan, February 28th, 2026. It is not even 4:30 in the morning yet, the kind of hour where the city is at its most still, where most people are either asleep or on their way home. And right there outside Suite 100, a cocktail bar on Schaefer Highway near Puritan Avenue. Someone pulls a trigger. 3 people go down. 2 of them make it. 1 of them does not. And the one who does not make it home that night is not just anybody. He is a man who spent over 2 decades feeding Detroit, funding Detroit, building Detroit, and showing up for Detroit in ways that most people will never even fully know. A husband, a business owner, a community pillar, and a father of 5. His name was Michael Brown. But if you were from Detroit, you called him Mike B. Before we go deeper into this, if the story is hitting different for you already, please like this video right now, subscribe to Shadow Crime, and tap that bell icon so you never miss when we drop. Stories like Mike B's are exactly why this channel exists, and your support is the only reason we can keep telling them. Now let's get into it. To understand the weight of what Detroit lost on February 28th, you have to understand something about Mike B. That goes way beyond the restaurants and the nightlife. You have to understand where he came from and what he carried. Because this man did not just build a business. He built himself from almost nothing, and then turn around and use everything he built to hold other people up. Mike B. lost his father when he was just 5 years old. 5. His younger brother Myron was only 1 year old at the time, and instead of that loss breaking him, it shaped him. It made him step up. Myron Brown has been speaking publicly since his brother's death, and what he said stopped a lot of people in their tracks. He said Mike B. taught him how to play basketball. He said Mike B. stayed on him about his grades and his behavior. He said his older brother was not just a sibling. He was a father figure in every real sense of the word. Think about that. A child who never really got to have a father turned around and became one, not just his own 5 children, but to his little brother too. That is not something you perform for cameras. That is character. That is who Mike B. was at his core long before anyone knew his name. And as he got older, that same instinct to show up, to provide, to build, it never left him. He carried it into everything he touched, into every room he walked into every business he created, into every person he crossed paths with. Now let me tell you about what he built, because this is important. In 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic that had businesses shutting down left and right, Mike B. opened Sloppy Chops on West McNichols just off the Lodge Freeway. A steakhouse. High-end cuts, ribeyes, tomahawks. The kind of food that makes a regular Tuesday feel like a celebration. But what really made Detroiters fall in love with Sloppy Chops was the lamb chop specials. If you know Detroit, you know the city runs deep on lamb chops. And Mike B. knew his people. He gave them quality at a price that felt like respect, not robbery. And then he did it again. He launched Sloppy Crab over on East Jefferson Avenue near the Renaissance Center. Part seafood spot, part sports bar, part nightlife destination. A place where you could eat well, watch the game, and feel at home all at the same time. Every space Mike B. created had that same energy. You walked in, and you felt like you belonged there. That was not an accident. That was intentional. That was Mike B. building community one plate at a time. But it went even further than food. For over 2 decades, this man hosted weekly hip-hop showcases at his establishments. Every single week, he gave Detroit's underground rap scene a stage. Artists with no budget, no fan base, no connections, just talent and hunger, Mike B. gave him platform. Jay Morris, an artist who was a regular at those nights, talked about how faithfully the hip-hop community showed up every week from murder to mic. That was not just entertainment. That was opportunity. That was somebody believing in people before the world did.
1, 2, 3.
We go mission.
Anybody in the family want to say something?
Hey everybody, I might be older brother. A lot of y'all ain't seen me, but I'm his older brother, my little brother. I got much love for him. So at the end of the day, he's still here. I hope y'all understand that. He's looking down. And, you know, I want to say this to you, bro. I'm gonna miss you, but I love you, man. I love you with all my heart. And all my other brothers, and my brothers that came up, that grew up. I love all of y'all. Everybody out here, I love y'all. So at the end of the day, I'm telling y'all I'm his older brother. I'm speaking with him through me. So everybody, y'all celebrate, have a good time. And I appreciate y'all for coming out.
We love
Thank
you too.
And then there is a story that I think really tells you everything. After Mike B. was killed, someone came forward and said that he had hosted their mother's memorial service for free. No charge, no strings. He just saw a family in grief and opened his doors for them. Pastor M.O. Hardwick, who knew Mike B. personally, said no one around this man ever went hungry. Not one person. If you were anywhere near Mike B., he made sure you were taken care of. DJ Motor said he said it perfectly when he wrote that Mike B. did not just create a restaurant, he built opportunity and a gathering place where people from every walk of life could come together. So now I want you to really sit with all that for a second, because that is the man who was gunned down outside a bar at 4:30 in the morning. That is the man whose wife woke up without her husband, whose 5 children woke up without their father, whose little brother Myron lost a man who raised him. And as of right now, nobody has been arrested, nobody has been charged, and officially, nobody has even been named as a suspect.
Hungry around him. No one could be in want. Just had a very genuine, gentleman personality. Just a real Detroiter.
And right now, that's how friends are remembering Detroit restaurant owner Michael Brown, better known as Mike B. He was killed in a triple shooting outside a West Side bar over the weekend. Now, as friends mourn, some community leaders are renewing calls for the city to crack down on after-hour spots.
The triple shooting happened around 4:30 a.m. Saturday outside Suite 100 near Finkel and Schaefer, and 2 other people survived. Detroit police are still looking for a suspect. Lauren Kostick joins us live. And Lauren, one person who knew him says Mike B. was just the kind of guy who always made sure people were taken care of.
That's exactly right. It's clear how much he meant to this community. So many people are posting on social media, sharing memories and honoring his legacy. Also, at the same time, Detroit police here at the 2nd Precinct are trying to find the person or people responsible for this triple shooting. And community leaders are saying this shooting is also raising a lot of questions about bars after hours. A father and successful business owner shot and killed over the weekend in Detroit.
Detroit loves him. He was a real Detroiter who was about people, community, and about uplifting life.
Michael Brown, better known as Mike B., was shot Saturday morning around 4:30 outside Suite 100 near Finkel and Schaefer on the city's west side. 2 others were hurt but survived. As of Monday, no one has been arrested. Mike B. was a staple in Detroit's hospitality and entertainment scenes for decades, known for his restaurants including Sloppy Chops and Sloppy Crab. Messages and memories have been pouring in on social media, including this tribute from a local restaurant critic calling the news heartbreaking. But his legacy extended far beyond food and nightlife. He cared deeply for his community.
It was embedded in him, and you can feel it in his food, in his restaurant, and his demeanor when you approach him. Very approachable. Just love the city of Detroit, love his people.
Now, his death is sparking renewed calls for an ordinance on after-hour establishments, limiting how late businesses can operate in neighborhood areas. New Era Detroit posted this video over the weekend.
Enjoy yourself, have a good time with your people, and then go home. It's that simple. Go home.
And Pastor Mo agrees, saying it's time the city stepped in.
We're definitely probably going to see an ordinance come down. Okay. And we're going to make sure that from a community standpoint, we're going to make sure we have our foot on that too.
Again, so many people posting about Mike B tonight. We also spoke to his brother earlier today, but understandably, he is still trying to process all of this. We also reached out to DPD. All they could tell us is that this investigation remains ongoing and that there are no new updates. Of course, anyone with information is asked to call 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Live in Detroit, Lauren Kostick, Local 4.
A tremendous loss for the Detroit community. Okay, Lauren, we appreciate your report this evening.
Now, let's talk about what happened after that night, because this is where the updated details come in and where things start to get even more unsettling. In the days following the shooting, city inspectors showed up at Suite 100 and tagged the building. The bar has since shut its doors completely. Gone. A place that was open the night Mike B was killed is now closed, and the city moved on it fast. Now, I am not saying that means anything definitive, but when a building gets tagged and shut down that quickly after a homicide, you got to ask yourself, what exactly were they finding inside? Detroit police spokesperson Jasmine Barmore came forward and made a statement that I really need you guys to pay attention to. She did not just ask for information about Mike B's case alone. She specifically grouped Suite 100 together with two other incidents, a repast shooting and a motorcycle club shooting, and asked the public to come forward with information on all three. She said, and I am quoting directly here, "Come forward, speak up, say something." Now, why does that matter? Because it tells us that Detroit police may be looking at a bigger picture here. 3 separate incidents, 3 separate locations, and they are asking the public to connect the dots with them. That is not nothing. That is a pattern being investigated. Meanwhile, Mike B's brother Myron has been on the front lines publicly begging for witnesses to speak up. This is a man who lost his father at 1 year old, who was raised by the brother who was just taken from him, and he is now standing in front of cameras pleading for answers. If that does not move you, I genuinely do not know what will. Myron is not asking for revenge. He is asking for truth. He is asking for accountability for a man who spent his whole life being accountable to everyone around him. On March 8th, family and friends gathered at Sloppy Chops on West McNichols for a balloon release in Mike B's honor, the very restaurant he built during a pandemic. The place he poured his heart into became the backdrop for people saying goodbye to him. His visitation was held on March 12th at Kemp Funeral Home in Southfield. His funeral took place the following day, March 13th, at Triumph Church North Campus. Detroit showed up, because that is what you do for someone who spent 20 years showing up for you. And yet, no arrests, no suspects, no motive confirmed. The streets are talking, but the official record is silent. So let me leave you with some questions that I genuinely want you to sit with after this video ends. How does a man this known, this visible, this loved by an entire city, get shot dead in the street, and weeks later nobody has been held responsible? Is the silence from authorities protecting an investigation or protecting something else entirely? And if 3 separate shootings are being looked at together by Detroit police, what does that tell us about the kind of danger that was circling around that night and that location? Who benefits from Mike B being gone? And whoever was there that night outside Suite 100 and has not said a word yet, what exactly are they afraid of? Those are the questions Detroit is living with right now, and they deserve answers. If this updated story on Mike B hit you the way it hit us, please like this video, drop a comment below with your thoughts on what you think really happened that night. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And make sure you're subscribed to Shadow Crime with that bell icon on so you never miss a case. We are not letting this one go. Mike B gave everything to the city. The least we can do is keep saying his name until somebody talks.